You've gone very alien, Skin Ripper. Where are you from, Fanny? Because in the UK, Fanny can mean a few different things, depending on how childish your mind is. What? I'm not insulting people's names. I am trying to clear up a misunderstanding. Because Fanny to us can be a name. There are people called Fanny. But for some bizarre reason, I don't know why, Fanny can mean a particular organ in the body. Organ. And then organ can also mean musical. Oh, English language, really. Captain America wants to stream. Fanny wants to stream. Skin Ripper wants to stream. I'm actually going to silence my phone. Hopefully that works. Do 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 do. I don't know if I want to sit back like this. It's a lot more relaxed for me, but it's I don't know. Do I see far away? I should probably sit up. Probably more productive. Yeah. That would be better. Right. Cool. Hello, everybody. Not many bodies, certainly more bodies, hopefully. Welcome to live stream. Phantom wants to stream. Have no fear. Phantom is here. Grab a beer and just... It's noisy. Yeah. Ahoy! Yo-ha. Welcome to stream. Anybody else that's lurking, welcome to stream. Welcome. So today we are going to be carrying on with... Oh, hang on a minute. Czech Republic country in Central Europe, where my in-real life name is Fanda and I'm funny, so I made my nickname Fanny. About a month ago I found out it means one word in the UK, but I'm using the nickname for already more than 9 years ago and I don't want to change it. Nope, it's cool. Don't mind it. It could be a mistake, but I'm going to type Fanny in on Google. I'm going to do it on the other screen just in case Twitch is watching us. Fanny. I love the order in which they decide to put the definitions. It's very interesting. Fanny was also an American rock band, apparently, which is very interesting. Yep. Fanny as a name. I'm telling you, the kind of searches I've had the last 24 hours on Google, I am going to start getting some freaky shit advertised to me. Fanny is a name, is a given name. French, apparently, meaning free one. So, yeah, There we go. I've been searching for Fanny. I've been searching for Pooh. I've been searching for who's that guy that I was watching in a show last night. I'm going to end up with some very interesting, very, very interesting search recommendations and Google results and whatnot. As long as I don't put anything on Amazon. Amazon is the worst for taking any word that you type into it and then offering all sorts of freaky shit. So, yeah, be careful with your Google searches. But anyway, if you're wondering why I've been searching for Pooh, and this leads in wonderfully into what we're going to be doing today, I've been looking for Pooh. I needed a Pooh mesh because we are going to be introducing in Guar's Life today. A Guar's Life, it's not a Guar's Life, it's my pet Guar. I don't fucking know what anything is anymore. It's been a long day. We're going to introduce Pooh. We're going to introduce farting. We're going to introduce Pooh. We're going to introduce feeding. The feeding leads to farting. The farting leads to Pooh. The Pooh leads to putting your hand in it and finding good stuff. So what I want is when you feed your Guar, there's going to be a percentage chance that he might swallow something accidentally and you'll be able to retrieve it from your Pooh. Not your Pooh, his Pooh. I don't really want the Dragonborn pooing. That goes a bit far, but animal Pooh's fine. So basically, there's a percentage chance that I remember when I used to do player homes. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, let's clear this up. It's getting a bit... All right, so this isn't... Most of the mod is in place, okay? Now we're on to the real good stuff. So essentially what I want is you can feed... you can feed your Guar some food. Yeah, he has a chance of farting. He has a chance of pooing. And then if you give him gold, there's a percentage chance he might swallow some coins. And then you can actually... He'll poo it out. And then you'll be able to dig in to the poo and get it out. And maybe find a gem. I don't know. Just like things. He's not... But anyway, you know what? I'm going to start in a much better place and I'm going to load the mod and I'm going to show you guys what we've got so far because this is just... Long Pinky Toes is going to look to make me some poo. And then we might hopefully implement it. If we don't implement the actual poo, then we will script the poo and we will have what I'm actually going to name a poo block as a placeholder in its place. So a placeholder poo that will be replaced by actual poo. And we'll have to find seamless poo textures on the internet. So, Kibbles, welcome to the stream. You're talking about doing poo into loot boxes. Kind of. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we're going for poo loot boxes. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Dig through poo to retrieve your favourite dagger. Yeah, Sacraletios wants to stream. But anyway, so this has gone wild. I've been modding this a bit. And it's nearly done. So let me show you what we've got. I'm also going to be stealing a script that Plaguehush made, Sakura. You and Plague made a mod for like weight limits and all that stuff because I want that taken into effect when you put a pack on your Guar. So I need to actually take that and chop it down an awful lot because I don't need all of the details in it and I need to re-engineer it and then obviously provide credit and all that. So I looked at the script thinking it was going to be simple and I was like, oh, fuck. Now I've got to read through it. But anywho, what we have now, and I cannot remember how much you guys have seen since the last stream, but I'm gonna show you. Let me let's just have this load and hang on. Let me just up the audio so that you guys can actually hear the game. Now, this is in Legacy, not Special Edition, so it looks like anus, but we haven't got it over to Special just yet. Please connect controller, don't be a dick. There we go. All right, so where do I start? Other than the fact that they all keep bobbing around and this son of a bitch does not stand where he's supposed to stand. Let's wait now and see if he fixes himself. There we go. In position, please, guys. Everybody in position. No, not that way. Wrong way. No, on here. On here. No, other way. Wrong way. No, no, over there. Stand there, please. That's it. And a bit to the right. That'll do. You know what? That'll do. Not a problem. Right. So we got you over there. You're meant to stand close together, but you seem to have something against each other. I don't know what's going on. We got him there, and then we got him there. I didn't really have the room to fit them all in the tent, or they all would have just flipped up and gone elsewhere. Would you stop humming? I'm going to pause. So, what I've managed to do since the last stream, I have on and off been modding this, and we now have a stall that is just outside of Raven Rock. So you go out of Raven Rock. Let's have a look over there. You see that's just like the entrance to Raven Rock over there. You come down and it's in between two encounters, but the encounters you have to get very close to for them to actually kick in, and they seem to be sort of random ones anyway, so they shouldn't really cause a problem. And this is being a dick. Hang on.
Gua here, gua there, damn guas everywhere.
So basically what we've got, we have a stall here. This has a new NPC who's called Drondus Bells.
Outsider.
So Drondus Bells is a merchant who sells his own guas. He goes out, he captures them, he tames them, and then he sells them. And he's got 4 guas is what I sort of landed on that I'm selling here. And I figured when I did A Cat's Life, it was very good to get a voice actor in. So I got Couch Warrior TV, Stu. He did some fantastic voice acting for me. He had a good professional mic setup and whatnot.
Where did I put that?
And I had him do all the voices and stuff. But the problem with that is obviously having to keep going back to somebody when something doesn't quite work out. There's some voice lines missing. I didn't want to have to keep bothering someone to do the voice lines. And this microphone, although not yet perfect, it's a new one, by the way. I've got a Yeti X now, rather than the general Yeti. This allows me to do some tweaks and stuff in software, basically. I think I mentioned in the last stream. So I figured, sod it, this should be good enough for Skyrim. It's only a small mod, so I'm doing my own voice acting, something that I'm always sort of messing with and doing jokingly, but I've never actually kept in a mod. So this time I've gone ahead, I've kept my voice acting in, and I've decided to do a bit of a dark elf voice. It's not brilliant, but it does it does what it needs to. So he sort of talks like,
Gua here, gua there, gua everywhere. Welcome to my shop. It's filled with guas.
So it's kind of like that. It's very interesting. It's good enough. It's croaky. It's fine, hopefully. And I've done all the dialogue. Basically, you can ask him a few things. It's not polished. It's not perfect yet. But what you have to do when you make a custom voice is you can't just cover the do you have something for sale. You have to cover all of the missed dialogue, all of the combat dialogue, all of the what happens when you pick up his stuff dialogue, so that he's like,
get away from that. Don't touch that. It's mine.
Or if you have to do where, you know,
what do you want? Hello. Welcome to my shop. Please come back again. Good to see you, friend.
All of that sort of stuff. You've got to fill it all in. So I just had to sit there and record, and it got to my voice eventually. Got to me bloody voice box. Not great, but it's pretty much done now. And here's what I've ended up with. So you can buy guas, you can buy saddles, you can buy lanterns, you can put the lanterns on, put the saddles on. You can only put a saddle on if you own a saddle. You can only put a lantern on if you've got a pack on there. You have to take the lantern off and stuff if you don't want the light. It's all good. So here we go. Let me just sort of show you instantly, just talk about it.
Good day to you.
But hopefully you can hear it all right. How are your sales today?
I've had better days, but there's still time for a big sale. I can feel it.
Okay, now this is meant to only be asked every 24 hours, and there's about 5-6 different versions of it. and he's meant to go through them all before he starts repeating, but I'm going to have to script it being every 24 hours just because of the weird way that the dialogue works, so I've got to fix that. So I can ask what are you selling?
I sell guars. Tame them myself, actually. Very smart creatures, much more so than horses. They can carry more, too. Interested?
That's a one-off line, because once you know what he's selling, you don't need to know it again. So I just wanted a couple of lines here that rather than just, I want to buy something, there's a couple of extra bits. So, what do you have for sale?
Take a look for yourself.
And there's a few random lines for everything, just like vanilla, so it's not too stale. So, yeah. So what he'll do, he'll sell general food, bits and pieces, you know, leeks, apples, cabbages, carrots, all sorts. It's a bit randomized. It should respawn. But the main things that he does sell that are going to come in handy are the guar lanterns, which I've made as actual objects that you can purchase. You can drop them. You can't use them yourself. They're just meant to be guar lanterns. They're meant for your guars, but they're something that you'll have to have on you to be able to put on. And then there's the guar saddle itself, so I've made that an item as well. That can be dropped on the floor. The collision is not perfect, but the main chunk of this thing works with like a bear pelt collision, so that can be dropped on the floor. So we can, well, we'd like to buy one, but we don't have any money. So we're going to need some coin. So you can buy a guar saddle and then buy a guar. But before we do that, so I'm going to show you the guar lantern. Here's the lantern. You drop it on the floor. It'll roll around, bounce around. You can do what you want with it. It's a physical item. You have it, but you can only use it with the guar. There's a guar saddle. So you can drop that on the floor. That'll sort of bounce. You can kind of imagine that the bit at the bottom would just like sort of wrap up and fall in on itself when it drops. So it's kind of believable. It's fine. It just needs to be an item so that if you do drop it, it doesn't end up floating and it actually has havoc and it's something that you can sort of sort out. So it's the thing.
Can I help
obviously, once you've got these items, you can go ahead and purchase a guar and then start equipping stuff to the guar. So I am going to buy a guar.
Hello.
Oh, before we do that, if you talk to guars normally, nothing will happen. You won't be able to do anything with them. You can't activate them. They're all hooked up now. They're all named differently. The reason for this is obviously when you go to buy a guar, you need to be able to distinguish them. So in a cat's life, you knew that you wanted the blue one, or the calico cat, or the tuxedo cat. They were all named differently. There were different types. Because if you had 4 guars all called guar, and it was like, which one do you want? Would you like guar, 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 or guar? And it's like, I don't know, which one's which? So I've gone with albino guar, that's fine. I've gone with banded guar, and is it banded or should it be branded? I don't know if it's branded or banded. I'll check that. Grey guar, I've made a grey guar up because what the hell else do I call it? It's kind of a banded guar, but it needs to be different, so I've just tweaked it, named it differently. But they're all guars, and then there's just guar. There's just sort of standard, plain, boring guar. So they each cost their own amount. So if we go to buy one. Hello.
If you have the coin, take your pick.
Take my pick. So now I can pick from 4 guars. You can own all 4, but only one can currently follow you at any given time. I might see if I can lift that limit without too much trouble. But I think it might be too much trouble. Plain guar, 1,000 gold. Albino guar, 1,200. Banded guar, 1,100. Grey guar is 1,005 because it's fucking awesome. So then we can pick a guar. I'm going to go with the grey guar because I love him.
The expensive one, eh? A fine choice.
I've tried to put the expressions in his face so that when you do certain things, pick an expensive one, he looks quite surprised. Or if you pick like a specific guar and he's just happy for your purchase, he'll give a little smile. I feel like a lot of mods and even a lot of the vanilla game don't tend to add that bit of expression, even though it's there in the creation kit to do. It's like you want those expressions in the face. So your new guar is now following you. Only one guar can follow you at any given time. So we've got our guar following, and money was taken off us, and we have a lantern and a saddle. So what we can do, we can talk to him. A lot of the same stuff that I've already shown before. So we've got rename. So we immediately want to give him a name. So I'm going to call him Grumpet. There we go. So this is now Grumpet. Hello, Grumpet. We can ride him. We can trade with him. We can mark his home. We can change his outfit. We can pet him. We can command him. We can do combat behavior. I think combat behavior is new since the last stream as well. So if we do combat behavior, I can tell him that I want to be cowardly, so I want him to stay back. I can tell him to be cautious, so if it's a fight he can't win, he'll hang back as well. Or obviously what they're set to by default is that they're pretty brave and they will just bash everything in the face or bite it. So I want this guy to be cowardly, because I'm gonna get him all packed up. So it'll say here that Grumpet will flee from combat. So their names are used in all the notifications. It fetches their base name and all that stuff, which is super cool. I can command him. He's currently waiting, so I can get him to wait. No, he's not waiting. He's currently following, so I can get him to wait, or I can dismiss him. I can pet him. Petting doesn't do anything other than make him grunt a lot. I felt it's just a nice thing to do, like, oh, it's an immersion thing. So I didn't feel it needed to do anything. I could have done like I could have done a buff, but I have no idea what buff it would give you just to be like a companion with your pet, so I left it. Outfit we'll do in a minute. If I try and mark home here, it's not going to work because this is not a suitable location. You need to be in a player home, and I can trade with him, so I'm going to get him to carry my... He's going to carry a book and a few potions. That's what he's going to carry for me. If we go back in trade, he'll be carrying them for us. This is where the weight limit thing is going to need to be introduced. I won't be doing that today. We also have ride and we have outfit then. So outfit, I can go to outfit and I can saddle him up, or I can go straight to packing him up. Both of these are going to need a saddle because both the actual saddle itself or pack actually still has a saddle underneath. So I'm going to pack him up completely. There's a little weight there, and as you can see, he's been saddled up. So now he's carrying all my crap. This doesn't really have great collision here, but I don't think you'd be jumping and humping your guar very often anyway, so you shouldn't really notice that. Not much I can do there. And if you activate him again, if you go to outfit, once you've got the saddle on, you'll get the option to add a lantern. So if I do lantern, you see the lantern goes on him and he can actually light the way. So there is a light on him there, but it's not super obvious to see because it's not very dark. So I'm just going to wait a while. And also, Legacy's crap when it comes to lighting anyway. You see he's actually lit up here. Really cool. I may have to expand the radius on the light to have it take more effect. But you can clearly see if you go back into outfit, then you can do... Oh, interesting. That's odd. You should be able to remove that lantern. So we've come across a bug. You can saddle him up. That will, in theory, remove the lantern, but it didn't. So, that's another bug then. So the lantern removal on Grumpet, and also the lantern light destruction on, because if he moves a bit more he'll walk out and the light source remains. So the light destruction on just saddle up, and also the lantern removal option should have been there, but we can unsaddle him as well. So, and what happens is when you unsaddle him, you get the saddle back. When you saddle him up, the saddle gets removed. So obviously we haven't got the lantern back either, so that's not good. We need to do that. But otherwise, going well. Not too bad. So I'm going to saddle him back up again. And we're going to try riding him then. So the ride option is there if he's bareback or got a saddle. If he's got a pack on him, you can't ride him. Then the option that you get, you can ride him. So now we can ride him around Solstheim or anywhere else that you want. The other thing that we have that we need to do is, once he is following you, you should also receive Whistle Guar. So recall a lost guar. So I haven't tested this yet, but I'm actually going to get him to just sort of wait somewhere. Have to wait there. There will be a console command you can use if you want to disable animations, because it's not worth me making a mod configuration menu for like a couple of things. You see he's hanging around there. A horn is used. There we go. So you can horn him over. I was going to go with whistle. And it's called whistle, so we need to change that. But I'm going to be using a horn instead, just because my whistle sound didn't want to work and I can't be asked to fuck with it. And you get a built-in sound there, so it cuts down on shit. So yeah, otherwise that works. I felt that was like kind of cooler for Guaz. So we're then going to get him to follow us. Horn animations built into the game along with the sound. You just have to call it.
Gua here, gua there, damn guas everywhere.
Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to save. And then we're going to come out and we're going to check a couple of things. So before I actually forget them. Lantern option removal, 4th gua. And then we also have lantern remove on change to saddle, not deleting light or giving back lantern. And then the other thing we had is name of magic effect for whistle to call. So let's see if we got this loaded now. I'm going to get our music rolling again and turn back down the audio because we're probably not going to have hibbity-bap-bop-bop. We're not going to hop back in the game just yet. Fran Miss, welcome to stream. Anybody else I've missed, welcome to stream. Didn't do an honest day's work for that coin. Nope. Welcome to stream, Darth. So... yeah, it's loaded. So what we want to do, I think I'm just going to change that magic effect first, just out the way. So it should be called whistle, which is funny. It's going to remain whistle because there's no point in changing it, but it's not actually a whistle. So instead of whistle gua, we'll name it call gua. Whistle your gua over to you. Require lost gua, even though it's been overwritten by the text in the spell. I'll just go over to spell and change that in there as well. So it's going to be Gua. And what I really want there is for the horn to be sold. So now I know what horn type it is. I'm going to also sell a Gua horn. So the one that it uses is just a standard Imperial one, which is good because it's pretty plain. So MPG horn Gua. And then Gua horn. Or horny Gua. Ew. And we're going to do... I'm going to have this bit cheap. No, you know what? No, we'll keep it the same. Why is it vendor item or ingot? That's not what it is at all. It's a clutter item. And we're just going to call it that. We're going to change form. And then we're going to go back to magic and magic effect and MPG. And we'll open this up and just tweak this. Blue Dragon up to stream. No worries, Zim. No worries at all. Just listen to my voice. Let's see. So debug animation, blah blah blah. Don't need any of that anymore. That can cancel out. And instead, what we will do is if animations is that, well, before we get to any of that, we want to go if player ref dot get item count of a MPG horn gua. Equal to or more than 1, maybe. Just going to put an end if there so I can sort of test this because I never remember this crap. Get item count. I do like it. Let me have a look. Hang on. Go into CK Wiki and just check it because I can't be asked, quite frankly. Get item count. think it's just because I haven't got the horn in yet. So the horn is a misc object property. Oh, I had done it right. That's fine. And ooh, loop did not match any input. Got them the wrong way around, I imagine. More than or equal to 1. Then it would be do your thing. That's interesting. Actually, and do it different. Because only if you have idle animation will you need that, and then you'll sort of do the horn required. Well, gua horn is actually required. And then either way, you'll summon the thing. So you only need the horn if you've got the animations turned on. It's good to think. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and just fill that in. And that does that. That implements that, renames it, and sorts the horn business out. And then we need to actually sell the horn. So an easier way of getting to the guas is to actually locate him, do use info, and just double click on the sell. So what we want here, you'll see I actually put a horn on the side that was owned. There's something else that I'm going to need to check. I need to get rid of that, and I need to budge some stuff over actually. Because that horn is going to be large. And then we want no Havoc settling on this. So I'm even going to put the Havoc script on it as well, which makes sure it can't even be bumped into. Set the top 2 values to false. And that should sort that out. So now we need to sell it within his actual container. So if I go into the merchant container and we go ahead and add a gua horn, just the one at any given time, that should sort that. And what more was it? So the other thing that we had that we just wanted to tweak and fix, and probably really check over very carefully, is let's see, outfit setup. So for hang on, let's go back in here. So for saddling up, I need to check what it's doing, because if you do saddle up, it's going to remove the stuff. I need to understand this. So when you saddle up, player. If you don't have any of the actual saddles, then you need to remove an item. Is that right? Yeah, don't remove an item. If you don't have any of the saddles in there, then you need to remove a saddle to saddle up. if you're wearing any of the thingy things. Okay, unsaddle. So basically what you want is interesting. What we need to do is basically you've got lantern and you've got the other thing. So lantern, when it is adding a lantern, it's adding a lantern to the player, and then it needs to set the outfit. So wherever you're setting the outfit, so if you unsaddle, it is going to do the outfit to bareback, but it also needs to find the closest reference just in case to delete the actual thing, and it will need to add a lantern. So this other bit needs to take place if he's wearing a certain outfit, and that check needs to take place before the outfit's changed. So if we may need a form list for packs. So if we do form list property, MPG form packs, then what we can do down here is when you do an unsaddle, putting it pack up, I don't want to do that. I want to put it in unsaddle where it does the bareback and then the saddle disabling. So I want to do if, and I want guar, and it's not guar to pack, it's guar unsaddle ref dot is equipped, and he has MPG form packs. Then it's going to have to do the additional few things to basically add an item back and do the other bits. So that's not working because is equipped is not a function. Guar to pack up is the actor, so it's not the ref. It's guar to unsaddle that we want to reference, and then game.find closest reference of any time NPC form lantern near guar saddle or guar unsaddle ref. So need to change everything so it works, and that should hopefully resolve that problem there. Let's just make sure. I don't think I really added, well I did, I added a new packs form. So what I actually want is my other form list that has all of the packs in, all the saddles, and I want to delete anything hang on. So I don't need to bother with the mounts, but I do need to bother with the skins, but it's only the ones with the lanterns. So that's NL for no lanterns, so that's the ones with the skins with the lanterns, and then form packs, and then create new, and then autofill, and okay, job done. So basically it's going to check a form list of all the packs to see if he's wearing a pack. Now what we want to do is fix that piece of dialogue that was not working. So wasn't there. So to add a lantern, we've got one for all the buggers. So basically, PackGuar 1 and NL skin 01 for adding a lantern. It was more the one for removing a lantern. So it should be add, remove, add, remove, add, remove. So for lantern off, it should have 1 1 1 1, and then it will go 2 2 2 2. So it could be that one of these is just set incorrectly. So I'm just going to glaze over them real quick. So that's 2 2 2 2 for lantern off. 3 3. And it's 4 that we experienced an issue with. So that's 3 3. And then that's 4 4. So that one was for the lantern on. So this is the one that we had a problem with. This is still set to 1 rather than 4. So this needs to be changed to be 4 because it's meant to be checking skin 4 on Guar 4. So that's why that happened. So that's no longer a problem. So fix the bugs, and we've introduced the horn properly, which is really good. So that should pretty much resolve any of those issues. It's also added an additional item for him to sell. The fruits and stuff are a really interesting one because it's a pain in the arse. My formula's not brilliant. And really the only... Let me have a look at the Trello. I don't know if you had any bugs left over. Anything else to fix that I haven't fixed? You mod my life. Unfortunately not. No worries, Fanny. Catch you next time. Had some up the stream. Anyone else I've missed up the stream? Chilling Samurai up the stream. So, feed away. Merchant ownership is an interesting one. General dialogue polish, meh. Whistle sound, I'm actually going to get rid of it completely. So what I want to do, funnily enough, I do want to just get rid of that. And you know what? Fuck it. I am going to name this differently and then just adjust it. So, Gua effect on, just because it's cleaner, and then no to the yes. And then go back into here, and I also want to rename that script and then delete any remnants of this thing. But in order to do that, we'll need to change it. We need to add one and put one back. So I'm going to take all that. I'm going to add a new script on instead. I'm going to do new script. I'm going to call MPG. I'm going to call it Guacall. Just because it's a lot cleaner and it's changed. And remove whistle. And refill this in. Let's summon alias. Perfecto. Right, then we'll find the spell just after we've deleted the script. MPG, and we are looking for whistle, so that's going to go. And we want to go and delete the source code as well. There we go. And we want to just change what spell is. And Bob's your uncle. Jobs are good and all done, all renamed. Now I'm happy with that. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to check something which is relating to merchants. So if we go to Whiterun Bellathor, good old Bellathor, I want to see if he's got it set up. If not, I'll go to the Solitude. That's what I wanted. I shall go to Solitude. But in theory, surrounding items can be sold by merchants. Yes, faction services. So the service faction needs to own the item. That's what I wanted to confirm. So if there's an item around that is in their list of things that they can sell and the ownership has been set to the service, then in theory they can sell it and it appears in their inventory. So what I want to do, I'm just going to go back and have my list of guars in here just so it's easier to get to them. Is use info. Let's go back to the cell. What is going on? Hang on, guys. Right, so that. I'm pretty sure I'd already set this up so that he could sell surrounding objects. Not this one, of course, but I know that this is meant to be the service now. So it's merchant faction. So merchant faction basically needs to own anything here that we really want to sell. So the fact that these are marked as NPC is incorrect. So these need to be set to be owned by the faction. I'm going to do them individually rather than batch. Because I want to be sure that that's the reason why it wasn't working. Because what this does is it will account for the fact that my form list doesn't have some of the ingredients and whatnot. So I can actually put some of them around here. So anything the form list doesn't generate in randomly, just the surroundings can kind of pick up. So we're also going to want to cabbage. Cabbage? Oh yes, a cabbage. Let's see. Let's do that. And I am going to rely on just no havoc settle for this particular cabbage. It's going to be one cabbage. That's it. It's just going to be a cabbage in a basket. That's all anyone needs. So we've got a cabbage, we've got apples, we've got carrots, and then what we want is leeks as well somewhere. So there's actually a leek on the table. We can still it's not the leek of leeks, though, is it? It's the wrong type of leek. Probably going to want another basket here, but a different type. Maybe longer basket, you know. It's all about the baskets. No, maybe not a longer basket. Maybe a short, big, fat, round, beastly basket that holds the other stuff. We're after. That's not going to have Excel. And then we can actually look at some general leaks in here that we can then delete because they're freaking out because they have Excel. So if we put a leak here, we set ownership to MPG, merchant faction. And then try dropping it in there. And we'll do don't have it settle on a couple of leaks. Those will be in there. And then I'm just wondering what else that we had that I'm forgetting about that needs to go in there. So if we look for MPG, I actually have a food selling list. So apple 1, apple 2, cabbage, carrot, leek, and tomato. Thing that I've But I don't like tomatoes, so that'd be why they didn't come to mind. Can't see it. Where is it? Where's the owner? There it is. Plop them in there as well and then bypass Havoc settle on them. And they're just hidden away and available in things that you can buy in addition. Welcome to the stream. Meters per gua. Alright. Oh, didn't want that. What else? Because the ownership of other things still needs to exist. So anything that's not going to be sold still needs to have that sort of ownership on it. This also needs ownership on it. So MPG, merchant faction, because it's a Guar Lantern that can be sold. And the... Oh, where have they gone? There they are. These things, these saddles also needed ownership, and they are incorrect as well, which is why he's not selling the darn things. Good heavens. I've done it all wrong. NPC and merchant faction as ownership, and save that. And then we'll see how many saddles. I might just put one saddle in and then see if he's selling more. We're just going to do it anyway. We're just going to make sure his merchant container doesn't have too much in it, because otherwise he's selling way more saddles than he needs to. So we're just going to have one and then the other 3 on the what's it. And he's got a horn in there and a backup, and then he's also got what else is he selling? Lanterns. So he's got 1 on the side and 3 additional. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. So that's all the lanterns that you technically need if you bought them all in one go. And then he's supposed to actually have a package here that he can just sort of wander around, but at the minute he's linked reference to that chair, which is a bit shit. So what I want to do is have a package on him for work. Working hours are, I believe, 8 to 8, so 8 for 12. So what we'll do is his AO packages, do a new one, and we'll do MPG Dondrous work 8 for 12, and that is going to be sandbox near his specific marker over here. We're going to use for multiple things. I'll tell you what that's for later, maybe. Within a 512 radius, and the schedule is going to be between 8 for a duration of 12 hours, and he can pretty much do what he wants other than sleep, really, and he can use various bits of furniture. So he's going to be wandering around a little more, hopefully, and using things like the wall lean marker and the idle marker to sweep up. That would be better. That would be better than him just sitting on a damn chair all day. And then, yes, with the other ownership stuff. So this, and this hide for a second. Now, did I set up the ownership on the extra things that I put here? Yeah, I did. All right, so in that case, yes, this, and this all need ownership in terms of sold by him. Not sold by him, just owned by him. The plate, that. Those also need to be him. Ownership set to NPC Dondrous. And then the ownership for these, because they're just like personal reserves or whatever, these also need the ownership setting so that they can't be stolen, which is him. And that'll separate them out. We've also got the 2 sacks here, need to be the same story. There we go, setting all the ownership up. Oh, I did a custom banner as well, by the way, by taking some art off the internet and blending it in. It's really cool. GG shall henceforth be known as Good Gua. God. Yeah, so that's that set up. Hopefully that's ownership ticked off on our list. Dialogue polished, don't really know what that means. I wrote it, I have no idea. But food check is the feature that we want to do. So food check pretty much leads into feed, but I want to make sure anything in here is moved across. So my pet ball is some interesting depth. Oh yeah, I'm farting. Yep, it's fine. Right, so we don't really have any checks that we need to do anymore. We don't have any real issues to speak of. It's more of a to-do list thing. So bugs is going to remain empty for now. To-do's going on the left-hand side. Credits is going to be long pinky toes, and the reason for that, I'm going to check if long pinky toes has made anything. Not yet, apparently. I will assume for the boot mesh. And then we will also have dialogue issue. Okay, this is just stuff that I wanted to mention on the mod page. That's fine. And what we've got left to sort of think about, maybe start implementing, is feeding. So feeding up here is interesting. We've got a bit of an animation for it. I probably want to change it, but we're not worried about that just yet. But the way that I would like feeding to work is you feed him, and then it runs through a percentage chance of stuff and everything. Before we get into feeding, what I want is for your guar, and this is SimSim's idea, a really good one. Your guar will have a random favorite food that you can feed them. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go under purchase guar, and when you buy a guar, and here's all the stuff that it does. I've even added it here for where I want it. When you purchase a guar, it will set a random favorite food. I'm just wondering how we would get the food from the list. I want to check if it's called food general before I go referencing it. Yeah. Okay, so what we want to do is do like a randomizer. So can I do food general dot get a at? And then a number. So if I can do like a kind of a misc object property, or a misc object fav food, and then have it equal to get at. So I really want to check how that function kind of works. I have no idea, not really used it. I want to get a number in the form list, basically. I want to randomize it and then get that number between 0 and 5, whatever it might be. Don't get that. I don't know why it needs to go through that rigmarole just to pull out the what's linked with a number. That's just an int, isn't it? Like a form. Oh, that might work. Alright, so I don't actually want to do player ref, but that is going to be equal to that. But to get that, we need to do utility. Int food ran equals utility dot random int between 0 and 5. And then food fav is food ran. And then what you want to do, might want a global for each of them then. I don't know about that. How am I going to do this? I wonder if I can shove that into another form list. So if we could do mpg form favfood guar01 dot add
Did we add form? Yeah, then we'd have to match it up though. Formless de Gua. You know what? My brain's not working for that. Needs to compare Gua list to I'm just going to put that in for now, and then we're going to focus on the feed function. But basically, it's going to pick out what their favourite food is and set it to them and say what their favourite food is going to be. And then what it will do is we then want to go to what happens when you feed them. So feeding them is going to do different stuff. So it'll show the gift menu, add a form food general, then wait a second and then do the idle pickup thing. But that's only going to happen if Ace, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Is it like a global? I mean, how is an animation done here? Because an animation should be played, so it should be called an animation and what string animation you want to use, and then the time that you want to wait with it. So this should really not be doing this. It should be animate, enter here, and then 1 or 2.5. I want to know where animate's been used elsewhere, just to make sure I'm getting that right. Looks like I am. Should use it with these and stuff. It's not used in here. It's used on the dialogue. In that case, that's very interesting. Yeah, that's fine. That'll be done on the dialogue. Dialogue on, let's just say, script fragment for dialogue. So it's going to show the menu. You're going to give the thing, and then it's going to run it to what's it. That's interesting. That's feed then. So it's just going to show the menu. Then it's going to do the animation on there. We don't actually need to put anything in here. What we need is then something similar to My Pet Gua that goes on the actual creature itself that does the detection of stuff being added. So if we do scripts and source My Pet Gua, it should be like a food check or something. Food check. Then we do like on item added, is the item this? So if we double this thing up, drag this across here, we actually just go to our Gua, first Gua at least. So Gua is allowed to eat deep or dead NPC. Dark Brotherhood kill. Oh god. Yeah, sorry I'm not reading the chat too much. I'm sort of in the zone.
My Fetguar. So remove ride, combat block, and he's going to have a third script on, which is MPG food check. So this one is when all the fun begins. Right, so what do we want to do? Because there's different things that we want to sort of put in here. Now, the farts can happen at any time, I would imagine. So what we want is int fart chance. And something that I just want to double check is, yeah, we've kind of imported utility, but I don't think it ever bloody wants to work, so fuck it, never mind. Ignore that, let's just close it. Int fart chance is equal to random int, and this we can sort of to import utility. So random int, and it's between 1 and 10. So it's between 1 and 10. So for your percentage chances, and then what you do is various different things. This is to do with healing. We don't care about the healing part of this. If food gift global.get value is equal to 1. I don't know what that is. But basically self.remove item. Okay. That's weird. Ah, yeah, it's going to eat its own item. Basically. It's going to destroy it. So regardless when an item is added, it is going to go ahead and remove it from itself. So that's perfectly fine. It's going to get eaten. So remove item counts as going to remove it, and then it's going to have to do a chance of a fart. If fart chance is less than 20, then we want to play a fart sound. So MPG sound. What are we calling them? Fart SFX. We're also going to need the player's reference. Not the player. Player ref. And then you're also going to want a chance of pooing. Yeah. Is equal to random int between 1 and 10. If poop chance is equal to or is less than more than 80. He's either going to poop, he's going to fart. So we'll flip it either side. Then we'll do the... We're going to actually need a poop sound effect. So we'll copy this and do poop sound effect. And then what we'll also want is drop a poop. And the other thing that you are going to want is if the AK base item dot get form MPG form. Well, this is when it gets interesting. Yeah, we are going to need like a form list. Form list, property, MPG, favorite food, auto.
Don't get too comfortable here, mortal. Come here,
What the hell's going on? Thank you for the follows. Up to the streaming channel. Base item is that. So get is in form. Never remember certain things. I think it has form. If that has form thingy, then do favorite food. Alright, then. Let's do buff. And then play like a grunt thing. Then that may want to come up first before any shits take place. Just for clean's sake. There we go. Poop is going to drop in, so it have to be an activator. Property. It's going to be MGP poop. And that is what's going to get dropped. So drop a poop. So it's going to be what we actually want is something that is going to put something down somewhere. So if we can look at a script that does any sort of move to on it. So moving to the player on one of these, does it at a specific location? So I'm kind of looking for move. I don't think I'm... hang on. I need to look at the script here. So the horn does a good sort of script for placing something in a very specific spot. And it usually puts them near you. So it's kind of going to want to do a very similar kind of thing. So what it'll want to do is a place at me. So if I look at place at me object reference, then what you can do is an offset of it. So place at me with an offset, hopefully. So you've got... shit. It's like form to place. I want to place it just behind his butt, see? We'd have to set position. Alright, no worries. What we'll do then is we'll keep that in, but that's like a thing to use. And we'll put the poo. So we'll do MPG poop dot place at me self, or is it self dot place at me, and then it's mpg poop, and then what you do is actually take this and you'll make it an object reference. You call it so we can reference it after we placed it. So then what you can do is placed poop dot position, which is then going to be something like what's position going to be? XYZ, really.
Don't get too comfortable here, mortal. You may
So it's going to be self dot
Don't get too comfortable here, mortal. You may actually earn your way out.
What's going on with these follows? Crazy. Are we actually getting people following? Is this... Oh yeah, we are. So it's got X, Y, and Z, and then it's got something else. Confusing me. Should be as simple as that. No, it shouldn't be that. No, it shouldn't be that. No, I don't like it. No, place poop, set position. I'll play with that later. I'll play with the positioning later. We'll just sort of see where it puts it. So place poop, set position. Then we'll get rid of all that. And tidy that up afterwards. And then what we'll do is we'll actually have the poop. So temporarily, I'm going to make it a poop block. Must put nothing on there. That's fine. 7. Okay. Right, okay. So what I want now is an activator. I actually want I need something small enough that can represent a poo for us. Yeah, that'll do. And then we're going to fill this. Alright, now we actually need our sound effects. So we're going to go ahead and go to sound descriptor. Sound marker. Right, we don't have sound markers. We do have Guar SD1, which is Guar voice, and then Guar voice 2, and whistle. I don't think that's really going to be needed anymore. Effect horn. That's still being used in effect horn. I'm getting sent off on all sorts of bloody different directions here. That happens all the while. So this, we're still referencing a sound that we're no longer using. Because I just want to tidy up any stuff that we just do not need. So I'll sort of delete that. Delete that and ignore the warning, it'll fix itself. And then we've got Guar Grunt, which is Bristleback Look. We don't really want that. So what we want is what we're looking to use. So we're going to need a Grunt 01, a Fart SFX, and a Poop SFX. So for Grunt, it wants to be a happy grunt. So if it's going to do a happy grunt, then we're going to need that sound. And to get that sound, we need to go through the dialogue that we have for our boar, because one of these is a happy sound. Not our boar. The sound for our guar, that'll be a happy sound. That's the one that we want. We want to copy that. We want to go into data. We want to go into sounds, and then not voice. We want to go into effects, MPG, and then we've got this over that can be deleted. And we've got this one. And we want this to be MPG Guar happy. And then we're also going to want a fart sound. So if we go into data and sounds and SFX. Nope, it's not in there. We're going to have to look for this one. We are looking at mod files, sound, and Thanks. We want farts. Also, yeah, just fart, I think. We're going to want that in there. And we're going to call it MPG fart 01. And then we need a poop sound. In order to locate a poop sound, we need another explore window, and we need to look at another mod. We need to go into Mershcum, mod files, legacy, sounds, effects, pause music. No, that's not what we're doing here. Pause that music. ME. And we want poop. Yeah, it's the wrong poop. Now we need like a wet poo sound. Oh, this damn website's not going to let me in again. I hate this website. Why is this website so absolutely horrendous? There we go. Mm. Mm. Well, shit. That's not what we're really looking for. See, we've got that. I need poo. Not pool, poo. Maybe the sound's the same, but a poo appears. Maybe I need a splat sound. Perfect. Yeah. That's the one I want. MPG poop. I call it poop 01. Right, what we want is pretty much this sort of sound, but we want to do MPG poop SD. And we want to change it so that it uses... Where have I put that? How? Oh, it's an MP3 file. Oh, okay. Now we need to open another tool then. This gets so confusing so easily. Audio converter. Audio to fuzz. Output codec needs to be a WAV. Kind of wanted it as a WAV, not an XWM. Let's try this. It's lame. It's lame. Doesn't work. Let's do Skyrim data. I'm going to sort of change it to an XMW, and then I'm going to change it from an XMW to a WAV. Try that one job finish to see if that works for us. Because interestingly, what it hasn't done is it hasn't actually named it as a WAV, which leads me to believe it hasn't really done anything to it. I don't think it has. I'm kind of confused really, because it doesn't... See, now that's no good because it's copied its deletion, which I didn't really want. So I'm going to have to come out and then go back in and see if it's... done it. There's only so much my brain can hold. I'm literally getting a headache trying to figure all the different things out. I'm trying to keep track of like lots of different strings of stuff. Like a script leads to a sound leads to needing a descriptor leads to needing a WAV, a sound. So you go on the internet, find a sound that sounds in MP3. MP3 needs to be WAV, but WAV can't just be a WAV. It needs to be converted to a specific set of settings for Skyrim. So then to get it there, I convert the MP3 to XWM, and then from XWM back to a WAV just to get it to where I want it to be, just so that the game will read it, because it's picky and stupid. And then I have to track back and remember where these things were going in the first place, and then add an additional sound, get the two sounds in, get the placement of an item, get the movement of an item by tracking back into other scripts of the sounds from other mods, from other folders, in other places. It just very confusing. All right, so I'm just going to do like poop SD here because it clearly deleted it because it's stupid. And I'm just going to make a copy. And then what I want is with poop SD here, I'm also going to want fart SD, and that one will select and use the fart sound that we have there. That'll be a new form. And then what I'll do is I'll create what are the sound markers for these. So I've got MPG fart, so MPG fart 01. And then we're going to have MPG poop 01. And then I want them to autofill. So I need to go back into our script, which now I've got to remember what it's even attached to, which is a GWAR. And then attach it to 2, 3, and 4, and also get those hooked up with the correct references for what they need. Autofill, realize that it's not right, come out, go back in, go into sound, MPG fart 01 and poop 01, and then 01 on there, and then 01 on there, but also have another sound and a wait timer on it, because the other thing that is going to happen there is it's going to need a little bit of time to play the initial sound and then play the one that makes it do the poop. So we've got fart 01 and then fart 2. And that'll do that. You play it on the player so that the player can hear it, make sure it works. And then you go back in here and you autofill, and it does those two properties, and you've got grunt and poop. Now, poop is the activator. So the fact that I don't have an activator of a poop yet is a little bit worrying. So what I also want to do is, for some reason, I've done like a missed item. I don't know why I've done a missed item. Because that was supposed to be... an activator just to get this. I went on there just to get that. That's actually what I want to use. So then what I want to do is call it MPG poop. And then I want to call it guar poo or guar manure. inspect. Then what you can actually do, flat out delete that because we don't need it, and then reopen. What? God, guys, this is fucking ridiculous. Scatterbrain. Right, and then we actually need grunt because we still don't have a grunt sound. Although we do have Gua grunt, but it's the wrong kind of grunt. So I want to do grunt 01 that is actually a different grunt by making a different form, but it can't just be grunt 01 because that's the sound descriptor, so it needs to be SD. But then actually make sound marker, and then we'll do mpg grunt 01 and then list it as the grunt. Then I don't like the fact the other grunt's wrong, so it's that grunt. Then what we really want to do there, and we've got to do this for 4 actors, not just 1. So if we click on this, we do that, and we fill all that in. That's good news. So we've got that in there, but it's not really how we want it. But I'm just going to, before I go ahead and forget, I'm going to load 2, 3, 4. I'm going to add the food check to these guys, and I'm going to fill in everything that they need. We're not going to see this working today. And then what I want to do is put food check in. So mpg food check, and then I want to auto sort that, have all of them filled in other than one, which is form favorite Gua 2, and do that for all of them. So mpg food check. Favorite food 4. I'm just going to change this a bit. Right, okay. Right, so we've got all that in place. That means that what we do need to do, what's left, is kind of do these bits. So we need like a buffer if they've got a form for the favorite food. We need to actually set up the favorite food stuff itself so that it does it properly on, I believe, the dialogue controller. So in here it needs to do a comparison. So what I need to do before I lose it out of my brain is get our Trello back up, because this is absolutely manic. So for the feeding, what I do now is I do a little checklist of things that are left. So favorite food assignment, and I'll put in brackets that is the dialogue script. And then what we also do is we do the favorite food buff, and that is on the food check script. And then what else we need is the placement of the poop. So poop placement, that is on the food check script. And we also, oh, come on, there we go. And we also need to, so we've got the buff, we've got the food placement, we've got the lists. That all strings up together. And then what we need to do is also add the sort of script on the poo itself. So what you'd have is you'd have a chance that it's also going to add to a container. So we need a container. We need a poo container. So if we need a container for poo, the best one to go for is something that doesn't have a sound to it. And what you can do is use one of these, which is like a sort of marker container, but we don't actually want the script if there's one on it. So we just mpg container poo, and then manure. And then we'll do that, create new, and then you'll reopen it. And you remove the script and call it manure, which I thought I'd already done, but apparently not. We don't have any sound to it. If we want to add a sound after, we can. It doesn't respawn. And you save it, and then that actually ends up going in our utility cell. And you'll get a reference for it. So we'll grab it and we'll drop it in. And we'll call it MPG ref poop container. And what that will allow us to do is place random items in. So what we also want is we need the container to actually have a script on it that... no, not the container. It's not the container that needs to have the script. It's the activator of the poop that's placed on the ground that then needs to open a container when you activate it so that we can get access to items that have been put in there. So what we'll do is MPG poop container. And all this is really going to do is event on activate. Event on activate. And what we'll have is object reference property MGP ref poop container, so that it auto fills. We'll also have what it's going to be is like an activate ref. If we go back to the wiki, to activate, so neat door to activate, and then who you're going to blame. So obviously what we're going to want here is we can do just this dot activate and blame the player ref. There we go. So that's all that's going to do. That will actually need to be filled in. And then what happens is after that, it need to wait a second and... Well, actually, no. Probably not wait a second. It just needs to do its thing and it needs to... delete itself. Then we don't need it. So we've got that in play. Then what we need to do is actually have it so that if he eats gold, let's do misc object. I'm in fucking crazy mode, guys. This really is just fucking there. It's crazy. If player ref with dot no. If AK base item. So it's on item added, so if I don't know anymore. I really don't know. Dot or equal to gold 001, then end if I don't know why it's done that. All I did was ask for fucking gold and it's gone auto-filled some random bullshit. So do a thing. So when you do, if the item is gold, then you do, we'll do an int property. Not an int property. We'll do an int gold, or better yet, swallow chance equals random int, and it doesn't want to be gold. It wants to be a form list because we're highly limiting ourselves otherwise to it being just gold. So it's going to be MPG form swallow list or swallow items. So instead it'd be for AK base item has form AK base. I'm really getting confused and it's annoying. I don't know how that got over there. Why did that just go over there? I don't want to go over there. I want to be over here. Thank you very much. Has form of base items. Alright, has form of base item. Then AK. Poop containers needed. MPG can ref poop container. Then that dot add item AK base item AI item. 3. Now the problem that you're going to have is you're going to have to do you're going to have to get its base item. So that's something that we can kind of pull from the dialogue script. These are things that I just, they're like lines of code that I just never remember at all. So frustrating. So get base object, because I want to reference the dude, man. I want this to be, I don't want it to be like your Guar ate an item. I want it to be like Jeff ate an item. So instead of Guar dismiss, so Guar dismiss is essentially, that's actor, so actor self. So he's self and actor. So can self be self.get base object get name is heading home, and instead of is heading home. Swallowed one of swallowed something. Oh, I wonder if it can be swallowed. Oh, this is a real push. Swallowed plus, and then if you can do self.get base item name, but then instead of self, it's going to be like AK base item.get name. Oh, fuck off. Debug.notification self.get base object.get name plus swallowed plus AK base item.get object dot get name. Get base object is not a function or does not exist. So AK base item, aka fuck. Really? Fuck. Bosh. String bosh equals something. String bosh for now. What I want is a string swallowed item is equal to AK base item dot get. Let's see what we've got. Get name? That doesn't work. That would never work in a bajillion years. Bosh is undefined. Bosh is not undefined. Well, it is undefined because swallowed item. Swallowed item. It's not Bosh anymore. Swallowed item, blah, blum. There we go. Hopefully that kind of works. Money Mag on the stream. Gua eat their own poo like dogs. Oh, Jesus. No, I've decided they don't. Oh, God. Right. Okay. So what we've got left. The fuck is going on? People are like messaging me left, right, and center. Go away. Leave me alone. Okay. Cough. Into silence mode. Right, okay. So we've got to get the poop position and get the buff going. Get the items filled in terms of what we actually want him to be able to potentially eat. So in terms of that, what I'm going to do... Oh, my God. I'm clicking all the wrong things. Right, in here, we've actually got something that's missing. So we've got MPG form Fab Food Gua 01. Now, my question here is, why is Fab Food 01 something that we're looking on using here? Right, okay, so Fab Food object form thing 01. So I need to compare Gua list, blah, 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 blah. So what it actually is, it's a list of favorite Gua foods. So I thought that had we done that? Have we done anything that's like a list of favorite Gua foods? Or is that something that we've not actually yet managed to do? I mean, we've got these, but we don't have... We've got to match these to those. I'm going to have to think about that. Yeah, the comparing of lists is fine. That compared to late, and then feed animation, blah, blah, blah. So that basically means that this is all good. This is fine. This is all correct. This is okay. And then what else we do need is like our poop activator needs to actually have things filled in, which it does. And then what we've got is the actor Gua itself, and we've also got the container that doesn't do anything. The actor Gua is basically going to be based all around this sort of thing, and we're going to need a new form that is essentially swallow items. So rather than retype this fucking madness, I'm going to just copy and paste it. Now what we can do is basically make it so that we can put a few different things in swallow items. So if we go in to swallow items here and we look at gold being a prime object that this son of a bitch could probably swallow, we need to also have a think of anything else that he could potentially swallow. So I don't know. You guys got any suggestions what this guy could swallow? Because coins are good. It's anything small, basically, that's not going to be of too much value overall to the player, that I'm thinking he could maybe swallow. I don't know. The beacon, oh, that'd be funny. That'd be quite funny. Gua battle. I won't be doing any Gua battles or anything. I won't be doing armor either because I'm using a resource, so I'm not really in a position to make armors for them and stuff like that, unfortunately. I'm limited to whatever the resource has. I'm gonna say nails because that's fucking hilarious if he swallows a nail. Nails. gems are the perfect thing. I'll do gems shortly. I'll skim over them for now, but gems are perfect. I'm actually going to change it to 2 rather than 3 in terms of the count. So it's a bit better. So he's not going to swallow an awful lot, which is quite funny. Alright, gems. Oh, rings would be good, but I can't put all the rings in the game. Just going over misc objects mainly. Alright, so gem, amethyst, diamonds, all these things he's going to potentially swallow. Nern root, that's funny. I like that. But that's something he'd probably digest. It's got to be stuff that he wouldn't really digest, that would just rip right through him. I like the idea, though. Fucking hell, a saw. Oh, that'd hurt, wouldn't it? Soul gem pieces. Fragments. That'd be funny. I think I've got to close the form because I'm just an absolute moron. But you know what? We've got to end there. I gotta go. But we're getting there. It's very much nearly there. Books is a bit of an iffy one. I want to be careful with that. It can't be anything that's got too many items either, basically, because that gets very lengthy. It's got to be simple, quick little things like gold, like gems. But I'll figure it out. I'll add some more stuff, and I'll get all that added in. But essentially, we're nearly there. I've just got to figure out some of the difficult bits, and then maybe we can see if we, might have that working by next stream. Hopefully, somebody will be able to make me a poo mesh, which would be really nice. So a bit of a crazy stream. I've just been going all ham on it. Bloody nuts. But it's so close. It's actually so close to being finished that I think I'll probably just delay my pet boar because it's so outdated in comparison to this thing that could be better than it is. And then this will be the thing that I'll sort of release out in beta as well on Patreon and then eventually release. I've still got to release Realistic Torches for SimSim as well this coming weekend if I have the time. But yeah, projects undergo, projects happening, small projects, big projects, other projects. It's all underway. Bit of a crazy one, but hopefully you all enjoyed it anyway. I'm going to go run, so there won't be much music at the end of the stream. I'm just going to call it there. If you would like to check out the rest of my work and everything that's going on, please go over to the website www.darkfox123.co.uk. You can also check my Discord out as well. Links are here on screen, and also people may post in chat or whatever. You can find it's on the website. Everything's linked. So yeah, otherwise I'll be back streaming most likely on the weekend on Saturday, unless I decide to stream before then, but I'm not sure how likely that is. But I'll be streaming around 4 or 5 p.m. UK time. So yeah, hope to see you there. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will speak to you all next time.